Good evening, my friends, and welcome back to La Pasión del Amor. I am your narrator, Don Javier del Lago. For returning viewers, when we last met, the evil Ronaldo was blackmailing Emilia for her love.
Ilias, I think you got the wrong night again.
Ay, caramba. Don't tell me this is Primetime again.
Yeah, but that's prime time now.
Why do they still have me anchoring this show? And why don't you stop me sooner? You could have warned me. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to your weekly Con Primetime, the segment where we dissect world news from an entirely biased angle. I'm your host, Javier, Ilias Khan, saying the things the news media won't until our station inevitably gets bought out by AT&T. A quick disclaimer, although some things herein are actual facts, other things are not. If you want 100% accurate, down-to-the-letter news, it is not this. Here we serve news like we serve Pepsi Cola. Mostly fake with high levels of caffeine and potential untested health risks. Tonight we begin here in the USA, where our gloriously incompetent Lord Master Donaldo Trumpolini has made another bold move to secure our nation's security. Yesterday, Padishah Trump announced the National Intelligence Chief Michael Atkinson would be on administrative leave for 30 days pending removal from his post. This comes after the same man invented the Atkinson's diet, thank you, and also informed Congress of the whistleblower, an act which triggered the impeachment proceedings and led to Trump's impeachment 2 months ago. Democrats have since slammed this as an authoritarian act, trying to remove dissent and ensure absolute loyalty among his minions. Is this really an authoritarian act? Of course not. When was the last time you saw a dictator removing political opponents who don't follow their orders to the T from the administration? I mean, it's not like every dictator ever has done that more than once. No! Donald Trump will remain our great and glorious leader until he dies centuries from now from Big Mac. This is just the nature of things. Now on to the recent Corona beer shortage, which has made all of us increasingly restless. Over the past few weeks, the anxiety among people may have turned violent in New York City, where 2 weeks ago 4 fires were set in subway stations and cars across Brooklyn. There is 1 known fatality. Currently 1 suspect is set to be trialed. Now, here in the studio, we know you've all been getting restless with Coronatine, but we implore you, please do not blow up public transportation. That is not a good way to deal with your issues, man. Just because a Corona got its lime, then became a deadly viral Molotov cocktail, doesn't mean it's purge night. To solve this issue, we're encouraging you all to do zeditation, or meditation parties via Zoom. My excellent friend Shri Pandit Ilyas Khan suggested this, and he watches a lot of Bollywood movies and has tried and failed multiple times to start a meditation show here on the station, so I consider him a reliable source here. In other Corona news, England's death rate is beginning to climb as across Europe nations are reaching their viral peaks. Hopefully the flying spaghetti monster that controls British PM Boris Johnson doesn't let things get too out of hand, or that would be quite the trifle. Buckingham Palace has instructed all British citizens to please enjoy your cuppas from the comforts of your flats, don't go out with mates for tea time or to watch football, and instead of shaking hands, do the royal wave. And remember, even though your favorite Indian food place may be closed, thanks to Boris Johnson, everywhere else is open. So if you voted Conservative in the last election, please go out for supper and do the nation a favor. Africa is now being hit by the coronavirus, with countries like Senegal and South Africa leading the way and others close behind. What is so interesting about the situation in Africa is just how competent some of these governments are. As I hope everyone recalls, it was these same nations that our infallible leader called censored whole countries not a few years back, and some of them seem to be outdoing the United States and other so-called developing nations. But while they may be outdoing the United States in beating the coronavirus, despite far fewer resources, less wealth, and less industry, America is still number one in having corona. Our cases exceed all others in the world. We are the best at catching it, the best at spreading it, and the best at hoarding toilet paper. 3 more things that America is the best at. Woohoo! Go America! It's Corona time. Once again, on the home front here in New York, as I'm sure you've all heard, we have a shortage of ventilators in hospitals as the coronavirus continues to take its toll on the lungs of those affected. To remedy this, New York has gotten some unexpected aid. Our good friends on the West Coast, specifically in the state of Oregon, have donated exactly 140 ventilators here to New York. Thanks to the Oregonese, 140 more ventilators are in the state of New York. So thank you, Oregon. Also, China has sent 1,000 ventilators here as well, which should come as no surprise considering they probably made all of the ventilators we already had. However, this sudden outreach begs the question, is this just a show of goodwill or something more? Isn't it obvious? It all makes sense. When you connect the dots, the ventilator shipping, the coronavirus, and the Great Wall of China, it makes a giant triangle. You know what this means? It means the moon landing was fake, Disney's head is frozen in a jar, and the world will end in 2012. Wait, hold on. That doesn't make any sense. Who wrote this garbage script anyways? Moving on. Rumors spreading across the state of ventilator theft have grown increasingly contentious, given that the federal government has refused to provide states with ventilators and the already grave absence of them in the hospitals that need them. Upstate New Yorkers have begun fearing for their ventilators. According to some, the National Guard has come and stolen ventilators from upstate hospitals to move downstate. Now, while we here at the station are all for talking about conspiracy theories, this is, for the moment, completely without factual basis. So please, calm down, folks. Nobody is coming for your ventilators. Finally, tonight, rich people escaping the epicenter of disease in New York City are reportedly being asked to stay the hell away from us non-city people. Don't come up here with your money and your germs and your germy money to seek refuge in your summer homes. Seriously, don't. It's bad for you, bad for us. Stay where you are and don't engage in unnecessary or frivolous travel. I'm sure that your secluded Manhattan penthouses with massive flat-screen TVs and VR rooms will provide you with all of the entertainment you could possibly need. And the guard at the door named Bernard is wearing a mask and gloves at all times, so you have nothing to fear. I'm afraid tonight we have to end on a solemn note. Yesterday, musical legend Bill Withers passed away at age 81. Mr. Withers was a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductee who created such legendary hits as Ain't No Sunshine and Lean On Me. In troubling times, we'll always listen to Withers' smooth voice, saying how if we ever need it, we could call on him to lend a hand. So today, from our whole team, there's something we want you to know. Sometimes in our lives, we all have pain, we all have sorrow. But if we are wise, we know that there's always tomorrow. So lean on us. When you're not strong, we'll be your friend. We'll help you carry on. For it won't be long till we're gonna need somebody to lean on. From everyone here at the station, stay safe, folks. That's all for tonight. See you next week on Primetime.